away from that, and he's asking me to sort of go one step beyond that now. I said, sometimes people are meant to have a baby, but for whatever reason they decide they can't have a start. And I don't think I imagined it. I'm pretty sure the music went quieter as well. And there was definitely a bit where a waiter came over and heard me in the middle of saying, but they can't do it, and so they decided, and he just immediately turned and went again. And I said, it's just so you have an operation. Remember when Mum had an operation? So it's like that. You just have an operation, you don't have the baby, and it used to not be allowed, but most people think it's fine now. It was quite I gave him a fair summary of it. I was quite impressed with myself. He said, what's that got to do with Coke? I said, what are you talking about? It has nothing to do with Coke. I was rattled by this point. He pointed to his menu and it said free Coke when you buy a portion. A portion of carrot sticks. I said, that's different. I said, all the stuff I've just been talking about is not actually relevant. I said, sorry, a portion is a different word. It's by now, I mean it. I said, a portion just means like a helping, basically. So in this case, a portion of carrot sticks just means some carrot sticks. And he says, yeah, that's what I thought it probably was. I'm not sure we needed that 20-minute chat in that case. It's very difficult. I have a lot of fairly simple parental duties which I'm just not capable of carrying out. Getting them to school is incredibly hard to get kids to school, partly because you can't tell the time, the 7-year-old, so there's no way of convincing someone you're going to be late if the concept of lateness doesn't mean anything to them because they don't acknowledge the time. It's a lot like arguing with Trump, in fact. Something basically it lives in a post-truth environment. I'll say, it's 8:30, and they'll say, no, it's not. It's hard to win that argument. Yeah, but it is. I can tell the time, and you can't. And by looking at that clock, I know that means it's 8:30, and they'll say, no, it's not. He's basically saying the British public are fed up of experts. The fact I know how to use a clock no longer makes me more authoritative than someone that can't, not in this day and age. So I'm constantly having these hair-raising dashes to school. And the trouble is, if you're late for his school, you have to sign what they call the late book. But it's basically just a book of who's a shit parent. It's meant to be for health and safety, but it's clearly just a filtering system, and it's some sort of reality show, and the bottom 3 will have their kids taken away at the end of the term. And so I've been in that book an awful lot of times, but also, so you have to write your name, the kid's name, his class, and then there's a column that says reason for lateness. Right, so you don't just admit that you've fucked up your parenting, you have to give an account of exactly how your life went this badly wrong. And so I'm constantly, my life is just a quest to not be in the late book. And I'm an anxious enough person as it is. I disguise it very well on stage, but and I know I come across like a real cool customer, but in real life I have a slightly nervous energy, so I'm always like desperately trying to drag him to school, and there's always, if you're a naturally anxious person, it just like trying to traverse London or any city really. People with that, I don't drive a car, so I'm amazed how aggressive people get when they're driving. The amount of honking of horns, I'm an anxious person. The horn makes me jump every time, and yet people just bang away. It's not always an accident or a warning. People honk their horns just to say hello to each other. Or just like a girl crosses the street and it shouldn't be allowed, or at least there should be different horns for different functions in the car. This is, if anyone is sort of a Dragon's Den or some sort of entrepreneur, you can have this. I think there should be a horn in the car just to apologise for things you've done. Because the number of times when a passenger and the driver will know that they've screwed it up and go, oh shit, I'm in the wrong lane, shit, oh, I'm in trouble now. And sure enough, everyone goes, bang, and they're just rubbing in the sense of blame this person has. Imagine if in that instance you had what I'm calling a sorry horn, and you could just press it and it would go, wah, wah, wah. lot harder for drivers to stay angry at each other if we had that. Or instead of just going back to say hello to your mate, if you could just press a button and it went, hello, Alan, that would be miles better. I suppose you need one for every name, but I don't know, I'm not a scientist. Plus, also, there's blooming dogs. Anytime you're rushing along with kids, a dog will always come. I don't mind dogs, but I'm not one of these people that... Some people's relationship with dogs is extraordinary. They like dogs more than people. You take a dog on a train or something, people crowd around more or less have sex with it. Or can I have a go on your dog? Or, I'm not suggesting that is how sex works exactly. But, and I've never really... As I say, I'm perfectly happy with dogs around, but I don't particularly... The number of times I'm rushing along with my kid and the dog thinks, oh, we're running, are we? I could get in on that. And also I do run quite a lot for a hobby, and honestly, dogs are constantly like, if a dog sees you out for a run, I'll bet it will come back, and it's genuinely quite, again, it's not exactly fear, it's just anxiety is triggered by that. So the dog owner will always go, oh, he's lovely, he just gets excited, he's not going to bite you. And I didn't think he was going to bite me. I'm just anxious because he's made a really loud noise. And I'm not allowed to go up to people and go, right, and then say, I'm lovely though. I don't mean anything by it, I'm just excited. I'm not allowed to shit in the park either. As I learned the hard way. So there's enough obstacles to just between me and the school gates, is my point. But nonetheless, I do my best. But I mean, this is now the end of term, it's Easter holidays, and in this term I've been in the late book, I'd say at least 4 times. And I mean, sometimes it is just the kid's fault. There's no getting away from it. He won't come out the door, he's just being... for a while I would just write traffic. The first couple of times it happened, I noticed that every parent in the reasons for lateness had just written traffic. So I was like, okay, fine, that'll do, traffic. But the headmaster's well aware that I live round the corner, and also that I don't have a car, as I mentioned. But you're not driving, yeah, but just the idea of the traffic made me upset. Sometimes wish I did drive, honestly. Times like this, today, where you have to explain to someone, yes, Alder Holt is a thing, I would like you to take me there. Sometimes you have the opposite problem as well. When I get to a town I've never been to before, and the gig is pretty nearby, but obviously I don't know where it is, because I've never been there. And you'll say it to the driver, and they'll go, oh, you could drive there, you could walk there yourself from here. And I could. But you have a car. It'd make a lot more sense if I paid you to drive me there, really. Taxi driving is the only occupation where people try and discourage you from using their service. You don't go to a restaurant and they say, you've not got any pasta in. Anyway, so the first time we were late, only a couple of minutes late, but it was enough. I had to sign this book, and it was all the kid's fault. He wouldn't come with me, he wouldn't hurry up, and so on. So under reason for lateness, I just wrote insubordination. It went on to 2 lines. And then the next time we were late, it was a bit unlucky on this occasion. It was like a series of things. The traffic lights didn't go for us. We had to, stop. There was some sort of hold up. Just the tiny things that can make you late. And we were so close to not being late. It's about 60 seconds difference. So I was desperate to get in, almost like flung myself at the door. But no, they shut the door. You've got to go to the school office. I was so disappointed, just at my luck. So this time, under reason for lateness, I wrote fate. And because in a way, how can we ever say there is a single reason for anything? I wrote that just in the bottom, in the margin. And I gave him a reading list of some famous philosophers and stuff. And the most recent one was a couple of weeks ago, and everything had gone wrong. We were late, it was raining. It's just everything had gone to hell. Sorry, to heck. And everything had gone to a version of the afterlife which used to be understood as a corporeal hell, but which most Christians now think of as just the absence of Christ. Most Christians, I don't think, believe in a real hell now. Hell is not knowing Christ. Anyway, for someone that's not really a Christian, I've got not a bad theological background. The way that hell, the visualization of hell has changed actually over the past couple of centuries is, it's a shame it's too late now, but it's very interesting. We haven't got time, I'll get Pip back at the end maybe. Also the way hell is depicted in a different world, but we haven't got time. Yeah, so we were late, not that late, but I knew it was, and I was just thinking, I'm not a very good parent really, I'm hungover, I failed to get my son here yet again, and so on. And so in the late book this time, under reason for lateness, in capital letters, I just wrote, "This is too much for me." So now I feel like it's their move. I couldn't have a clearer cry for help than that. As I said, this is a work in progress. That's only a couple of weeks ago that happened, so I'll keep you posted. At least in the summer term it'll be a bit warmer, you know. The cold weather really gets to me. I'm terribly reliant on sunny weather and the sun shining, and it's ridiculous how much it affects your mood. I hate the fact that I am like that. I'd like to be adult enough to not, but I really am, honestly. I'm just a sucker for any warm weather. I'm like, if I had to go to Syria tomorrow, I'd be like, oh,